So in earlier lecture, we discussed order of A modulo n, where A is an integer. So let's revise the things. For any positive integer n is greater than 1, GCD of A comma n equals to 1, then the order of A modulo n is the smallest positive integer k such that A to the power k is equivalent to 1 modulo n. So this is definition of order of an integer A modulo n. So here k is an order of A. Then also we discuss,
सर
yes.
तुम्ही लिंक ग्रुपवर सेंड करा ना, मेल नाही पाहणार कोणी जास्त.
So this is definition of order of an integer A modulo n. Also we discuss some of the theorems. Then we discuss one of the example from exercise, how to find order of the integers. Now, before discussing the corollary, let's check the statement. If the integer a has order k, it means a to the power k is congruent to 1 modulo n. Then a to the power I congruent to a to the power j modulo n, if and only if I is congruent to j modulo k. So related to this theorem, we have a corollary. So let's have, if a has order k modulo n, then the integers a square up to and so on a to the power k are incongruent modulo n. Means whenever an integer a has order k, that is a to the power k is congruent to 1 modulo n, then the integers means its powers of that integer, like a square, a cube up to ak, these all are incongruent modulo n. So these all powers are incongruent modulo n. So this is a important corollary for next theorem. We will use this corollary to prove the theorem. So its proof is simple one. So as k is an order of integer a modulo n, so that a to the power k is congruent to 1 modulo n. And by theorem, suppose a to the power I is congruent to a to the power j modulo n, where I and j are lies in between 1 and k, and I is less than equals to j. Then by the theorem, previous theorem, I is congruent to j modulo k, but this is not true in general. This happens only when I equals to j. So that's why this all the powers a square up to a to the power k, these all are incongruent, means they are not congruent to each other by modulo n. This proves the corollary. Now one of the important theorem, if the integer a has order k modulo n and h is greater than 0, then a to the power h has order k divided by GCD of h comma k modulo n. So what the statement? Suppose a has order k modulo n, and for any positive h, a to the power h, if we wish to find out order of a to the power h, then this order of a to the power h is equal to k upon GCD of h comma k, where h is what? H is power of a, and k is what? K is order of a. Suppose 2 to the power something, as like in earlier example we found order of 2 is 3 modulo 7. Suppose 2 cube is congruent to 1 modulo 7, so order of 2 is what? 3 here. Now if I have to find order of 2 to the power 6, I have to find order of 2 to the power 6. So I found how could I found? So 2 to the power 6, so here 2 to the power 6 has an order k upon GCD of 6 comma k. Here k means what? Order of 2. Order of 2 is what? 3. So 6 upon sorry, 3 upon GCD of 3 comma 6 modulo 7. So this is an order of 2 to the power 6, which is 1. So let's have proof. So assume D is equals to GCD of K comma H. So here we assume D is equals to GCD of K comma H. So we know that in UG you studied number theory. There was paper number theory also in UG. So in previous chapters there is a result. If D is equals to GCD of A comma B, then D divides A and D divides B. Okay, so using that result, here D is equals to GCD of K comma H. This implies D divides K and D divides H. So whenever D divides K, this implies K is equals to some D into K1, where K1 is integer. Okay, and as D divides H, then H is equals to DH1. Okay, so if n divides A, then A is equals to some n times K. By using that result, as here D divides K, this implies your K is equals to D K1, and as D divides H, this implies H is equals to D H1, where this K1 and H1 are some integers. Also, GCD of H1 comma K1 equals to 1, means this H1 and K1, they are relatively prime. Okay, relatively prime to each other. Now A to the power H to the power K1. So we are calculating A to the power H, its power K1. Suppose A to the power H, A to the power H is an integer. Okay, so we are calculating this term A to the power H into K1. What is value of H? From this, H is equals to DH1. So A to the power DH1 into what is value of K1 from this equation? K is equals to DK1. From this, K1 is equals to K by D. So here I substituting value of H and K1. So I obtain A to the power DH1 to the power K by D. Now this D and this D get cancelled out. So what remains? A to the power H1 to the power K. So using laws of indices, I can write this as A to the power K into H1. Okay. But K is what? K is an order of A. It means A to the power K is congruent to what? 1 modulo N. So that's why A to the power K to the power H1. This is congruent to what? This is congruent to 1 modulo N. Getting this? Now assume, let's assume R be the order of A to the power H. Okay. Here I am assuming R is an order of A to the power H. So by definition of order of an integer A modulo N, A to the power H is congruent to 1 modulo N. Then by theorem 2, R divides K1. So theorem 2 means here, in yesterday's lecture, we discussed the theorem. What was that theorem? If an integer A have order K modulo N, then K divides H. Okay, where A to the power H is congruent to 1. So whenever A to the power H is congruent to 1 modulo N, then K divides H, where K is what? Order of K is order of A. So using that theorem, here I am assuming R is an RB and order of A to the power H. Okay, so this implies R divides K1. Why R divides K1? Because here we obtained A to the power H, its power K1 is congruent to what? 1 modulo N, and R is an order of A to the power H. So using that theorem, this R divides K1. Okay. So which theorem we use here? I repeat, if K is an order of A and A to the power H is congruent to 1 modulo N, then K divides H. Okay, so here RB order of A to the power H, and as A to the power H to the power K1 is congruent to 1 modulo N, so that's why R divides K1. So here we obtained R divides K1. Okay. Now as A has order K modulo n, then the congruence relation A to the power HR is equals to A to the power H to the power R. But A to the power H to the power R is what? Congruent to 1 modulo n. Why? Because R is an order of A to the power H. So this implies A to the power HR is congruent to 1 modulo n. So this implies K divides HR. Why K divides HR? Again using same theorem. If K is an order of A and A to the power H is congruent to 1 modulo n, then K divides H. So here K is an order of A and A to the power HR is congruent to 1 modulo n. So that's why K divides HR. Okay, but what is value of K? Here value of K is dk1. So dk1 divides, and value of h1 is value of h is what? dh1. Okay, so dk1 divides dh1r. So d and d get cancel out. So what remains? K1 divides h1r. But K1 and h1 are co-primes, means here GCD of h1 and K1 is equal to what? 1. So K1 could not divide h1. That's why K1 must divide r. Okay. So as K1 and h1 are relatively primes, this implies K1 divides r. So here I obtained K1 divides r. Now first I said r divides K1, and here I obtained K1 divides r. So what these two things implies? When A divides B and B divides A, this implies what? A must equals to B. Okay. So this implies, so combining this divisibility relation, which divisibility relation? This. R divides K1 and K1 divides R. We obtained R is equals to K1. But what is value of K1? Value of K1, from this value of K1 is what? K by D. So this is equals to K by D. Okay, but what is D assumed? T is assumed to be GCD of K comma H. So this is equals to K upon GCD of H comma K. And what is R? Here R is assumed to be order of, what is R assumed? Order of A to the power H. Okay. So therefore we proved R is equals to K upon GCD of K comma H. But R is order of A to the power H. Hence we proved A to the power H has an order K upon GCD of H comma K modulo N. So this completes the proof. So any difficulty in, are you getting or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay. Next. Now corollary. Now what we obtain here, order of A to the power H is equals to K upon GCD of H comma K. Suppose this H and K are co-prime. Okay. Suppose this H and K are co-prime, means what? GCD of H comma K is equals to 1. Then in this condition, K upon 1 is equals to what? K upon 1 is equals to K. So in this case, R becomes K, means R equals to K. So whenever GCD of H comma K equals to 1, then order of A to the power H is same as order of A. So this is the corollary. If A is of order of, if A is of order K modulo n, then A to the power H also has order K if and only if GCD of H comma K equals to 1. Okay, so same proof, just what you have to assume, GCD of H comma K equals to 1. So K upon 1 is equals to R, means R is equals to K, and R is assumed to be order of A to the power H. So this is a corollary. Now let's have one example. Now this example illustrates the theorem. Okay, this theorem. Suppose the following table exhibits the order modulo 13 of the positive integers less than 13. Okay, so here I have chosen some integers less than 13. What are that integers? 1, 2, 3, 4 up to 12. Now I have to form, also I have collected order of each and every integer modulo 13. So order of 1 is 1 with respect to 13. Okay, order of 2 is 12 modulo 13. Order of 3 is 3 modulo 13. Order of 4 is 6. Also, order of 5 is 4. Order of 6 is 12. Order of 7 is 12. Order of 8 is 4. Order of 9 is 3. Order of 10 is 6. Order of 11 is 12. Order of 12 is 2. Okay. So I have calculated order of these all integers modulo 13. So here we observe that the order of 2 modulo 13. So order of 2 modulo 13 is what? 12. Okay. Whereas now here what I obtained, order of 2 is what? 12. Okay. So what is order of 2 raised to 4? Or what is order of 2 square, 2 cube? Okay. So we use that theorem. Which theorem? This. Now here order of 2 is 12. So what that theorem tells? If A has order k, then for h greater than 0, a to the power h is what here? H is positive integer. A to the power h, order of a to the power h is equals to k upon gcd of h comma k. Okay, so here I obtain order of 2 is what? 12. Okay, so suppose I wish to find order of 4. Order of 4 means what? 2 to the power 2 means 2 square. So using this theorem, order of 2 square is equals to what? K means of order of A. Order of A is what? 12. 12 upon GCD of H comma 12. H is what here? Power of 2. Power of 2 is what here? 2 square. That is 2. So GCD of 2 comma 12 is what? GCD of 2 comma 12 is 2. Okay. So 12 upon 2 is equals to what? 6. So in this case, order of 2 square is what? 6. Means 2 square is equals to 4. So that's why order of 4 is what? In this case, 6. Okay. So here we observe that order of 2 modulo 13 is 12, whereas the order of 2 square and 2 cube are 6 and 4 respectively. So just calculate it here. According to that theorem, it is easy to verify that order of A upon GCD of H comma order of A. H is what? Power. Here power is what? H is equals to 2. Okay, so GCD of 2 comma 12 is 2. So 12 upon 2 is what? 6. Now suppose I have to find order of 2 cube. So here value of h is what? 3. And value of order of a is what? 12. So 12 upon GCD of 3 comma 12. GCD of 3 comma 12 is 3. Okay, so 12 upon 3, that is 4. So order of 2 cube, that is 8. 8 is order of 8 is what? 4. So here you can find order of 8 is 4 and order of 4 is 6. So this theorem can be verified. Okay. Now the integers that also have order 12 modulo 13 are the powers of 2 to the power k, for which GCD of k comma 12 equals to 1. Okay, so that here they are given. 2 to the power 1 congruent to 2, 2 to the power 5 is congruent to 6, and so on. So this is the application of the theorem. Means suppose if you wish to find order of 2 cube, 2 4, 2 to the power 4, 2 to the power 5 with respect to same modulo integer, then you have to just calculate it order of 2. Okay, suppose if I have to find order of 3 modulo 13, okay, then it is given here 3. Suppose I have to find order of 3 square. Order of 3 square is what? So how I calculate order of 3 square here? 3 square, order of 3 square is equals to order of 3. Order of 3 is what? 3 upon GCD of 2 comma 3. GCD of 2 comma 3 is what? GCD of 2 comma 3 is 1, because 2 and 3 are prime number. That's why its GCD is 1. They are co-prime. Okay, so 3 upon 1 is 3. That's why order of 3 square is what here? Order of 3 square is 3 itself. Okay, so order of 3 square means order of 9, that is 3. So one can calculate order of 3 cube means order of 27 modulo 13. It is also same way you can calculate it. So this is the application of that theorem. Okay. Now come to the next, primitive root. Okay, so this is important task. Let's have definition. If GCD of a comma n equals to 1 and a is of order phi n, this phi n is what? Euler's function. Phi n means what? It gives total number of those integers which are relatively prime to n. Okay, and which are not exceeding n, means less than n. Okay. So if a has an order phi n, then a is said to be primitive root of the integer n. So here one extra condition, what? A and n, these are co-primes, means relatively prime, that is their GCD is 1. Okay, so whenever a to the power phi n is congruent to 1 modulo n, then we say that a is primitive root of the integer n. Okay, so here they distinguish. We can also say n has a as a primitive root if a to the power phi n congruent to 1 modulo n, but a to the power k congruent to 1 modulo n for all positive integers less than k less than phi n. Okay, so whenever a to the power phi n is congruent to 1 modulo n, then a to the power phi n is congruent to of a which are congruent to 1 modulo n must be greater than a phi of n. Okay, so here is an example. 3 is primitive root of 7. For example, 3 to the power 1 is congruent to 3 modulo 7. 3 square is 9 and 9 is congruent to 2 modulo 7. 3 cube is 27 and 27 is congruent to 6 modulo 7. 3 to the power 4. 3 to the power 4 is 81 and it is congruent to 4 modulo 7. Similarly, 3 to the power 5 is congruent to 5 and 3 to the power 6 is congruent to 3 to the power 6. How to calculate this? 3 cube into 3 cube. Okay, so that is 36. 36 is congruent to 1 modulo 7. Okay, so therefore 7 is therefore 3 is a primitive root of 7. Why? Because order of 3 is what? 6 and 6 is equals to what? 6 is equals to phi of 7. Okay, it means 3 to the power phi of 7 is congruent to 1 modulo 7. As 7 is prime number, so phi of 7 is equals to what? 7 minus 1. Just we discussed in early lecture, phi of p is equals to p minus 1. So in this fashion, phi of 7 is equals to 7 minus 1, 6. So 3 to the power phi of 7 is congruent to 1 modulo 7. That's why 3 is a primitive root of 7. And 3 and 7 are co-primes, means GCD of 3 comma 7 is equal to 1. So is this definition is clear? Yes, everyone?
Yes, sir.
Okay. What about others? Are you getting the things or not?
Yes, sir.
Okay, if you are getting, then just reply. Okay, so this is not a one-way communication. Okay, so let's proceed further. Show that if fn is equals to 2 to the power 2n plus 1, where n is greater than 1 is a prime, then 2 is not a primitive root of fn. Okay, so here fn is equals to what? 2 to the power 2n plus 1, where n is greater than 1. This is a prime. Then we have to prove that 2 is not a primitive root of fn. Means what we have to show? We have to show 2 to the power phi n is not congruent to 1 modulo n. This we have to show. So let's have proof. Now here we factorize from the factorization of this number 2 to the power 2, its power n plus 1 minus 1. This quantity can be factorized as 2 to the power 2n minus 1 into 2 to the power 2n plus 1. This implies what? This implies 2 to the power 2 to the power n plus 1 is divisible by 2 to the power 2n plus 1. Okay. So this quantity is equal to what? Product of this. This implies what? This implies 2 to the power 2n plus 1 divides this quantity. Okay. So if this divides this one, it implies 2 to the power 2n plus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo 2 to the power 2n plus 1. Okay. As this 2 to the power 2n plus 1 divides this quantity, this implies 2 to the power 2n plus 1 minus 1 is congruent to 0 modulo this. Okay. But if I shift minus 1 on right side, what I obtain? 2 to the power 2n plus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo 2 to the power 2n plus 1. But what is value of 2 to the power 2n plus 1? This is given fn. Okay. So 2 to the power 2 to the power n plus 1 is congruent to 1 modulo fn, which implies that order of 2 modulo fn. So a to the power k is congruent to 1 modulo n. This implies what? K is an order of a modulo n. So this implies order of 2 modulo fn is 2 to the power n plus 1. So order of 2 is what? 2 to the power n plus 1 with respect to modulo fn. Okay. So here fn is what? Fn is this number 2 to the power 2n plus 1. Okay. So here we assume 2 to the power 2n plus 1. This is a composite number. Suppose if we assume this fn is prime number, then what happens? What is phi of fn? Phi of, in this case, phi of fn is equals to fn minus 1. Why? Because here we are assuming fn as prime number. So phi of p is equals to p minus 1. So that's why phi of fn is equals to fn minus 1. Value of fn is what? 2 to the power 2n plus 1 minus 1. Okay, minus 1.